Clocks by Christopher, a proud sponsor of DieHard Racing League, located at 222 Turnpike Street, Southeaston, Massachusetts, 02375. Restoration and repair of all clocks, buying and selling antique and modern clocks. Authorized Howard Miller Clock Dealer, Howard Miller, Ridgeway, and Ethan Allen Authorized Service Center. We ship all over the country. Ask for shipping quotes. Low overhead means low prices. We give the personal service the big stores can't. Sales 508-944-9645. Service 508-944-9273. Call now. It's clocksbychristopher.com.
All right, everybody, welcome. We're here tonight with DieHard Racing League's Clocks by Christopher.com A-Series. Guys are racing here tonight at Chicagoland. Got 199.5 miles, which equates to 133 laps here. Right now, these guys are in qualify. And so far, Robert Barris has got the top spot. We're watching Jeff Yenich right now. And where's he going to be in fourth? Let's go to Todd Cray, who's in fifth. And I believe he's coming to the end of his. Let's go to Steve Yenich in the number 27. Take a quick look. Last week's, well, not last week's winner, last race winner here in the A-Series, because last week they were in the Flatfoot Series at Talladega. I'm sorry, Daytona. And last winner here was at New Hampshire on, what was it, July 14th, I believe? Yeah, and that was Josh Stewart in the number 22. And right now he's sitting fourth. Wingnut is not going to be here tonight. He's got a cold. He lost his voice. So, Wingy, if you're watching, hope you feel better, bro. Let's see. Next week is going to be Pocono on August 4th. Be 70 laps and 175 miles. So that should be a pretty good race. I've been watching these guys during warm-up. Car's a little tight, they say. Gets a little free off. So hopefully you guys will be on top of it. So Steve Yenich right now being shown seventh. Let's see who else is out here. Let's go to Seth Schultz in the 31, getting ready to take his laps. See what kind of times he can put up here tonight. Got a pretty good sized field out here. So far, Robert Barris, fastest time out there. 30.634. Todd Cray with a 30.7. We'll see if Seth Schultz can do anything here in the 31. Let's jump inside with him. See what he gets as we get closer to the line here. That's going to put him up to 5th. Not a bad lap. Let's go with Ron Holyfield. I see Ron out here in the number 1. But so far, it looks like Barrett's going to hold on to that top spot. We'll see if anybody else has anything for him here. Kind of getting used to seeing Ron in the number 1 now. Used to be in the number 7 for a while. Don't forget clocksbychristopher.com. Also Clocks by Christopher on Facebook. They've updated their webpage. Everything is right there now on their webpage. So a lot more simple, a lot easier to do. Great stuff, great quality clocks. They ship everywhere. So don't forget, go check them out. Sponsor of the series here at DieHard Racing League. And don't forget, next week, folks, Pocono, August 4th. Same time, 8:20 p.m. East. Be 70 laps, 175 miles at the Tricky Triangle. So should be a pretty good race. Watched the race, as a matter of fact, today on NASCAR, and it didn't look too bad. I don't see anybody else taking time right now. A lot of guys, I think, are just opting to start in the back. Oh, wait, we see Rob Jenkins getting ready to come out. We'll ride with him for a couple minutes before we go to the national anthem. And don't forget to check out Apex Button Box. These guys have given away a bunch of button boxes here for different winners of the series. So I think Seth said they have 3 more to give away, if I'm right. Custom boxes by Apex Button Box, another sponsor of DieHard Racing League. So check out Apex Button Box. See if I can stay up on everything. It's kind of rough being alone. You get used to being with somebody, and then when you got to do it alone, it's kind of like almost overwhelming. See where Rob Jenkins ends up, and then we'll go to our national anthem. That will move him up to 14th. All right, we'll be right back. We're going to go to our national anthem, and then we should be getting ready to grid up here. So sit tight, everybody. We'll be right back.
We are in the land of the free because of the brave. And so we ask by your grace that you would bring them home soon and safe. In the name of Jesus, I pray. Amen.
Sorry about that, everybody. And my mic muted. Gotta love it. Oh, boy. All right, we got a special guest in here tonight. Mike Major joined me in the booth. What's up, Mike?
Not a whole lot. Happy to be up here. This seat smells a little weird from Wingnut.
I know. He's chasing a mouse around. And plus, he's not feeling so good, so he had to take it easy. All right, pace car is in. We're getting ready to go green here. We're going to start this race here. 133 laps, and we're gone. Pretty good start up front. Robert Barris almost side by side with Schultz going into one. Barris going to take the lead. We'll see if he's going to hold on to it. And Schultz on that outside line gets shuffled back just a little bit. Mark Jenkins moving up to second. Steve Yenish trying to take third right now from Schultz. They're just about side by side.
10 car Rob Jenkins hit the wall a little bit there going into 3.
Yeah, he gonna suffer that, man. At this track, you don't want to have any damage. That's really gonna hurt. You were out on the track. How's the car feeling?
It's very loose coming off the corners. If you abuse the tires, it's gonna be a tough race for these guys. Fuel window's about 51 laps for them, but the tires may wear out before then.
And I don't know why. I got to take a look at the overlay. For some reason, the first start, it doesn't want to go green. It stays yellow, but we are green. And then once the first yellow comes out, I don't know why, but it seems to change. It's kind of retarded. I got to see what I messed up on. But look, we got a challenge for the lead right now. Seth Schultz on the outside trying to take that lead from Robert Barris. I'm not sure if the outside line or the inside line is going to be the preferred line here tonight. Especially with it being loose off, that inside line could be a little bit challenging. Schultz doing everything he can to hold on that outside. Got a pretty good run right here. Barris see him take it down low. He's able to really drive it in. As they come across the line, Barris going to take that one. Here's the rest of the pack. And see how this fight up front is going to end. Right now, Barris hanging on really tight on that inside. Wonder if he's going to be using up those tires any. Looks like a lot of the field is starting to single file out. Probably till about 11th or 12th place. About 10th place. Jonathan Alardo. And then we go back. Rusty Farrow leading that other pack. Couple guys side by side still. And Seth Schultz, Robert Barris still just about side by side. Coming across the line, you see Barris gets that great run. Schultz right up to his back bumper trying to take all that air. Down the back stretch, Schultz on the outside. He gets such a great run right here. And then it just seems like Barris can really motor it down on the inside.
You know, this kind of reminds me of the old DW12 when you run it in oval, and the bottom line just has that you can't get by him on the outside. That's kind of what it feels like.
And you would think it would be different, you know. You think the outside line, from what we've seen prior, like the outside line always has a better run off, but it's not working tonight. Some nice looking machines out there too. Some new paint jobs, 33. Mark Jenkins got a different paint scheme going on tonight. Steve Yenish in the Tampa SUV Rentals. They were last week's sponsor at Daytona in the Flatfoot Series. Yeah, pretty much single file now. Looks like Seth is going to back off a little bit and just sit in second for a little while. Probably a smart move right now. He tried passing him. I mean, I'm sure he's got to be heating those tires up. And it's early. You know, we're only at lap 10 of 133. He doesn't want to destroy that car right away. Let's go back in the field a little bit and see what's going on a little bit further back here. Looks like, who is that? Jonathan Alardo, I believe, in 10th. Yeah, and then we go to Rusty Farrell, still sitting in 11th, leading that second pack. And they are pretty much side by side. I think we got Matt Wagner and Caleb Thompson. They were just challenging. Looks like Wagner's going to take that spot. You got Wagner, you got Caleb Thompson and Ron Hollyfield. And they are what? 15th, 16th, and 17th. And Seth is falling back from Robert Barris right now. And actually, Mark Jenkins is starting to close in on Seth. Mark Jenkins was a little bit faster that time, too. So I think Seth may be feeling a little bit of that from trying to challenge for the lead so early. Let's jump inside real quick with Mark Jenkins. You see him, he gets real close to Seth. We're in a little bit different lines, a little bit lower. Seth a little bit more on the outside. I believe within the next couple of laps we may see something here. Josh Stewart in the 22, your New Hampshire winner, July 14th, looking to make it a back-to-back win in the series. He's sitting in a good spot right now, sitting fifth.
Yeah, I'd expect him to get up further. This setup and how the track is fits how he drives. He loves a loose car. We've seen it before where he's almost sideways coming off the corners and he still hangs on to it.
Oh, did you see Mark Jenkins there coming off a little bit sideways? He's going to lose a little bit of ground and he's going to fall into the hands of Steve Yenish now. Yeah, we've seen this car just starting to step out on him. He did a good job saving it. Yeah, he lost a little bit of pace to Schultz. He's kind of just sitting there right now. He kind of gathered it back up. Go back a little bit here. Who is that? That's David Camara sitting in 6th right there in that number 72. You got Jeff Yenish in the 89 and 7th. Todd Cray in 8th. Then we go back a little bit to Jose Tellez in the 24. Sitting in 9th, and then Jonathan Alardo, and that pretty much separates the first pack from the second pack. Rusty Farrell in at number 25, sitting in 11th. See Steve Yenish closing in still on Jenkins, but just not making a pass just yet. I don't think he's allowed the inside line to open up enough for him to really get in there. I don't think he's going to be able to do it on the outside. Here he goes. He's going to try to take it down low. Can he get a nose in there before 1? Looks like he's going to get in there. And look at, while they do that, look at the 22 sneaking around on the outside. Oh, and he's going to go to the inside. He's going to also make a move here on 33 of Mark Jenkins. So Josh Stewart now going to move up in the fourth. Steve Yenich up in the third. That was pretty good. Pretty clean. That was definitely a really good pass right there. Steve going by Mark Jenkins kind of opened the door for Josh Stewart to get on in. Right now, Robert Barris still out there, probably about 1.4 ahead. So he's having himself a good run here. See if he can keep it clean tonight. Seth Schultz still sitting in sixth. Steve Yenich now up to third. Does say Seth Schultz sitting in sixth and second. I'm talking about. And it looks like Josh Stewart is got a lot of speed in there. It looks like he's going to start to challenge Steve Yenich here in a couple. Definitely showing a lot of speed.
And he's running a different line than everyone else. He's almost up against the wall. He's basically run the Larson line.
Yeah, he's really running high. Seems to be working pretty good. See if he's going to try. No, he's going to hang on another lap or two. So far, the cars don't look too bad. I'm not seeing anybody really sliding it too much. Here goes Stewart now to the inside. And I think he's going to be able to take that spot pretty easy. I don't think Yenich is going to really fight him too hard just yet. Could be wrong. Now it is when the green flag drops. And it looks like Stewart is slowly closing in now on Schultz. So it was just a wee bit faster than Schultz that last lap. Right now he's, let's see what they get across the line. Yeah, it's still a little bit faster than Schultz, couple thousandths, not a whole lot, but just enough to keep him moving forward slightly. Meanwhile, Robert Barris out by, was it 2 seconds? So Robert Barris in that clean air definitely stepping forward. And look at, wow, Steve Yenich was way down low. I thought he was going to get a really good run out and challenge Stewart. Stewart's trying that outside on Schultz. You can see him. He's trying to size him up here. He got a great run off. Is he going to shoot it down? Yeah, here he goes. This could be the pass for second right here. He is going to get by Schultz. See if he can hang on to it. A little bit of a wiggle. Across the line. It's going to go to Schultz. Got a little bit of wiggle that he had. He lost all that pace that he was passing him with.
Yeah, it looked like Seth got him arrow loose there.
And with the way these cars are feeling, I'm sure that's got to be like a handful. But Stewart does get by. Now Schultz is under attack by Yenich. See if Steve Yenich can complete the pass. He's got the outside line. I think Seth's car, honestly, I think Seth's tires are a little bit aggravated right now. Yeah, so Seth's going to drop back to fourth. Mark Jenkins right now still sitting behind him in fifth. Robert Barris is out by 2.9 seconds ahead. We'll go through the field a little and see if we got anybody else that's kind of close here. Looks like maybe DeSaulnier and Brad Speidel for 12th. And the 25 of Farrell, they're kind of close to each other. Coming to lap 27 already. The leader crossed the line. A lot of guys taking it down the underneath the white line here across the start. A few guys staying up on the top. Let's see what else we got going on here. Spider's closing in on Patrick DeSaulnier, and they're both closing in on Rusty Farrell. We're going to have a three-way battle here for 11, 12, 13. Take a look back from DeSaulnier to Spider. And then looking forward from DeSaulnier to Farrell.
Not sure what happened to Josh Stewart, but Steve Yenish is on his bumper and Seth's on Yenish's bumper.
I wonder if he had maybe a little wiggle there and lost a little bit of time.
This is about the time where in practice it really started to loosen up more off the corner. So they could be, I mean, these guys are pushing really hard. So who knows what the tires are doing.
Look at Schultz going to take it down all the way down. Meanwhile, Barris is really increasing the gap to these guys. Barris has got 3.7 now, man. He is just like setting up a new zip code. And looks like Steve Yenish going to try to take a look on the inside. He got a good run out. He's going to beat him to the line. Is he going to complete the pass? Almost has him complete on the inside. Here comes Seth to give Stewart a little bit of a boost, but Yenish is going to take that spot. So now Steve Yenish is going to go up to second. That's going to put Josh Stewart back to third. Tell you what, these four right here, Steve Yenish, Josh Stewart, Seth Schultz, and Mark Jenkins, man, these guys have been glued together for quite a while here so far.
Yeah, I kind of wonder if Josh beat up his tires a lot. He started 7th and worked his way up to 2nd. That could have really took a lot of his tires.
Seems like the longer they take the pass, too, the hotter those tires get. Because now Schultz is going to get by Stewart, so Schultz now going to go back to third. And I think Jenkins might have a little something for Stewart now. I think you heat him up, cool him off, move him forward. Because we saw Schultz start falling back, and I think he, by him backing off just a little bit, cooling down those tires, it's got him back up. And it looks like just a little bit of a slide coming out. So yeah, lap 33, coming to lap 34. I'm sure these cars are definitely changing, and rubber going down on the track going to change the way the car feels. Plus, the temperature is still at 117 degrees, man, so that's pretty hot. I forget what track they were at where the temperature was like, I think it was like 120 degrees or something. Like it was some crazy track temperature. It was wicked high.
It should start going down. The start of the race was 118 and it's down to 117. In sim times 313, so it may drop a couple degrees during the race, so the track may change.
Yeah, maybe by lap 50 or so, we'll probably see it drop a little bit. I know the last race we watched towards the end of the race, it dropped significantly. It was like from the hundreds down to like 87 or something like that. And some of the guys said that they felt it. Man, meanwhile, I hate to say it, but look at Robert Barris, man. 4.9 seconds ahead now, and not looking back at all. There's nobody in front of him and nobody behind him. He's pretty much just set sail here. He's got a lot of time right now. He's got himself set up. If he stays out of trouble and they do a green flag pit stop, he can actually get in the pits, get his fuel and tires, hardly lose any time on these guys. Without a caution, it'd be real hard for these guys to catch him.
Yeah, and I was just looking at his lap times. He's like ultra consistent. For the past 12 laps, he was basically within a tenth to a tenth and a half per lap of what he's been running.
Yeah, he's usually that way. He's very consistent. He's been unfortunate though a couple of times. We've seen him get caught up in some things that were just out of his control. And look at who's that? Mark Jenkins in the number 33. Man, he's right back on the back bumper again of the 22. Looked like he was thinking about it, but he's going to wait. If they stay in line and work together, they can close in on Schultz. And he's going to get up on the side here and try the inside. The outside line right now has got that run again. And Steve Yenish kind of separated quite a ways from Seth Schultz, so he's got some pretty clear sailing. Let's take a look from his windshield, see if you can even see the leader. We're inside Jeff Yenish in second place. And you can see Robert Barris way up there. He's already into turn 3. Oh, look at... Wow, I don't know if that was my eyes or if that was the car, but it looked like Steve Yenish was drifting it through the turn.
Oh, that definitely wasn't your eyes. He was sideways.
I just got back out of the car to an outside camera, and you know, sometimes it's tricky, but man, it looked like he was drifting through the turn. Good job. These guys do a great job saving these cars, man. We've seen some really crazy saves throughout the season.
It is pretty amazing, though, how slick this track is, how loose it is off the corners, and it's 41 clean and green laps.
Yeah, I was expecting a little bit more. I just saw, I think that's the number. Is that the 20? Yeah, Matt Wagner. I'm not sure what happened to him, but he is 2 laps down. Art Peck in the 36 is the first car 1 lap down. And then you have Kenneth Sager, and I believe he is the last car in the lead lap. Let me see where he is in relation to Barris. Yeah, that's Barris right behind him. So Sager's going to be in trouble of going a lap down. Right in front of him is James Brown sitting in 18th. That's always a hard feeling when you're struggling and you see the leader, you see him and your relative coming, and you know, man, you're getting ready to be put a lap down. That's like a heartbreak. So you see Matt Wagner going by Seth Schultz. Matt Wagner is 2 laps down, so obviously he was in the pits, got fresh tires, but you can see the difference in speed here.
Oh, he just hit the wall hard right in front of Seth, too.
Seth don't want to see that. So right now, the way we're running the top 5 are Robert Barris, Steve Yenish, Seth Schultz, Josh Stewart, and Mark Jenkins. Let's see, Robert Barris been out here. He's got 43 laps led. And he is pretty much checked out. He's 5.4 seconds ahead, creating his own zip code. his own little island. Let's see. Let's go with Robert Barris and C's. Almost caught up to Kenneth Sager. I used to hate.
Robert has run a 32.5 the past 13 laps.
Yeah, he's definitely got this thing dialed in. That was always my thing, man. I hated seeing the leader coming if I was struggling with a car, because you just know, you know what I mean. There's nothing you can do to really hold them off, man. And that's it. You're a lap down. And it's okay if you're the first car a lap down and the caution comes out, but by the time the caution comes out, he's already passed 2-3 other guys, and now I'm stuck. So
Yeah, the other problem is in this league, we really don't have a lot of cautions, so you don't know if you're gonna get it.
Camara coming into the pits, and he slides it into the grass. Oh, let's go back and take a look. Yeah, look at him. He comes in really hot. He's going to go into the grass, get that car turned around. So, oh, man, I wonder if he's going to be penalized for that. See a couple of guys coming in. Pretty close to the pit window, so I'm sure. I'm really surprised to see them driving the same times that they're driving right now, considering. And the yellow is out. Let's see, where did that come from?
Looks like the 10 of Rob Jenkins got into Rusty Farrell, the 25.
Let's go back and take a look and see if we can see that. Watching the 10 here. Oh, yeah, the 10 got loose and came down into the 25. Not a whole lot of damage, thankfully. Take one more look at that again. Yeah, look at him. See the back end slip out, makes contact with the 25 of Farrell, and they go around. And who was that almost hit him?
I believe it was the
21. Yeah, 21 of Cray coming out of the pits. Wow, that was almost really bad timing for Cray.
That's another horrific feeling, is when you see a guy sliding in front of you like that.
Yeah, and especially when you're trying to avoid it, you know. All right, so we're going to see pit road be a pretty busy place right here, because I'm sure Barris is going to come down. The other thing that kind of hurts for Barris right now, he had such a great lead on these guys for a green flag pit stop, man. He would have kept that gap. Now he's got to do it all over again. See, Schultz almost giving 27 a push there, getting into the pits. Not too bad, though. Let's see. We haven't had any lead changes. We had 48 laps completed. We still got 85 laps to go. We're under caution number 1. Slight contact between two drivers. Thankfully, not a whole lot of damage. Rob Jenkins, the back end just came out on him, and he came down into, was it the 25 of Farrell? Caution came out. Thankfully, not a whole lot of damage. Man, it looks like Barrett's going to be first. It might be Stewart. Wait for some more guys to get off of pit road here. Let's go take a look and see. So Farrell stays out. I think he might. Where is he? He was on the lead lap, I believe, right, when that happened?
Yeah, he was.
So he might get scored as the leader. I'm not sure. He's going to go in. No, he won't get scored as the leader. He won't make it back in time. So it'll give it back to Robert Barris. So Robert Barris will be the leader. Looks like we've got, who was that, the 93 of the Sonia. We also have the 72 Camara's coming in. I think we might have a couple of guys that are going to take a wave round. I'm not sure what happened with the 21 of Todd Cray.
Todd was just coming out of pits, so he was just scored a lap down, so he's taking the wave around now.
Yeah, he'll take the wave around. I believe the 10, and it looks like the 93 probably going to take a wave around here. So not a bad race going on here so far considering the conditions. Temperature did go down a little bit. We're at 112. We were at 117, I believe, before, so dropping a little bit. We run our sponsors commercial real quick.
Clocks by Christopher, a proud sponsor of DieHard Racing League, located at 222 Turnpike Street, Southeaston, Massachusetts, 02375. Restoration and repair of all clocks, buying and selling antique and modern clocks. Authorized Howard Miller Clock Dealer, Howard Miller, Ridgeway, and Ethan Allen Authorized Service Center. We ship all over the country. As for shipping quotes, low overhead means low prices. We give the personal service the big stores can't. Sales 508-944-9645. Service 508-944-9273. Call now. It's clocksbychristopher.com.
All right, so far, pretty good race going on here. Don't forget clocksbychristopher.com. Also, Clocks by Christopher on Facebook, sponsor of the series and of the league here, DieHard Racing League. Everything was updated on their website. They made some major changes, so go check them out. Tell them you've seen them here at DieHard Racing League. So Robert Barris is going to take the inside. Josh Stewart is going to be on the outside. We had a couple guys take a wave around. Then you got Seth Schultz and Mark Jenkins, Steve Yenich and Brad Speidel. Should be pretty good. Hopefully cautions don't breed cautions, but you know how that goes. Everybody's going to try to get whatever they can get now. We're waiting for the pace car to go in. Lights are off. Everybody is lined up 2 by 2. And it looks like we have 18 still on the lead lap. Patrick DeSonia, the last car on the lead lap. David Kamara, the first car a lap down. And we're back live, green. And there goes the ticker finally. Barris with a great run. Schultz side by side right now with Stewart. Stewart now side by side with Jenkins to the inside. 2 by 2, 2 rows back. It looked like the 27 Yenis was thinking about maybe doing a 3 wide there, but might have thought better of it, or the hole close up before he can get in there. So it's like Schultz going to get scored for second right now. We'll see if the 33 has anything for him. Wow, I thought they were going to even it out. Look at Seth Schultz once again, man, trying to put a challenge on Robert Barris as he did in the beginning. We're almost 3 wide, a little bit further back here. Was Jeff Yenich, Josue Tellez, and who is that? Caleb Thompson. They quickly fixed that out. Yeah, Schultz. Now, what was it? Last time he was trying to. No, he was trying the outside going by on that original start. Now he's got the inside, I believe. See if he's able to take it from Barris. He's got a really good run going. If Barris can do anything going into one and power through that outside line.
It's the first time we're seeing Robert anywhere but the bottom.
Makes you wonder if the track is starting to change for him and he's trying to find a different line, or is it just that Schultz got there before he can get down to the bottom and now he's kind of stuck.
Yeah, at the beginning of the race, Robert was doing a good job of keeping Seth up high. That last pass there, Seth was able to dive underneath of him. Robert did try to kind of block it, but he was there, so there's nothing really you can do.
And that one, they give it back to Barris, but Schultz did get scored for leading, so he'll get a bonus point for that. And he's going to tuck it in behind Barris. I think if I was him, I would just sit a little bit, although like Barris will probably go back to another zip code here, man. Meanwhile, Robert Barris, 55 laps led already, man. That's pretty good run going for him. It's going to be really hard to for anybody to really take that from him. He's got that car tuned in tonight. Let's go back to Steve Yenish and Mark Jenkins side by side for third. Yenish doing a really good job on the inside. He gets a great run in. He's got the 22 of Stewart. Stewart's going to go up to the outside. And look at that. Jenkins is going to hold on to that spot with that outside run. But the three of these guys, man, I mean, they're really fighting pretty hard. Even Schultz and Barris. Barris isn't too far ahead. He hasn't been able to really take off just yet. So it really makes you wonder with the temperature in the track and the rubber going down if his car is starting to change on him just a little bit.
The clean air helps him too. As long as he can stay out front, he's got that clean air. It's making a big difference.
Look at these guys, man. They are close. And I believe the last one there is Tellez, and then it goes back to Hollyfield. Hollyfield back up to 9th right now. Hollyfield having himself a good run here. He's got Caleb Thompson right behind him, followed by Farrell, James Brown, Todd Cray. So many different lines across here, man. Take a quick look. Hollyfield started 15th. He's sitting 9th, so he's definitely having a good night here. Hopefully he can stay out of trouble. Another guy that usually gets caught up and stuff. Yeah, I'm looking at Barris. He's only about 0.2 ahead right now, so I don't know if he's just taking it easy or, like I said, if the car just really changed that much for him.
Seth might have learned something though on that first run on how to manage his tires a little bit better. And he really wasn't racing Robert super hard this time around as opposed to last time.
Yeah, he was trying for a lot of laps, and I think he really hurt those tires pretty quick off. You got Steve Yenish, Mark Jenkins again, side by side for third. Yenish looking on the inside, Jenkins on the outside. Very close quarters right there. It's really nice when you race with the same guys week after week and you get to know who you can race side by side with and have that kind of racing going on.
Yeah, absolutely. Seth does a great job of maintaining the league, and anyone that's a problem is usually dealt with pretty quickly.
That's the way it has to be, because if you let it go, man, it just turns into a whole clusterfunk, and the next thing you know, man, everybody's unhappy, the races suck, and no one really wants to show up.
Yeah, no one shows up to a race to run around pace laps.
You got Farrell in the 2568 of James Brown and Todd Cray. And who is that? It's a 35. Jason Mullis, he's about 8 laps down. Back up here towards the front a little bit. Trying to stay where some of the action is. Seems like right now, closest one is Steve Yenish and Mark Jenkins still fighting for third. They've been going back and forth for quite a while now. And Jeff Yenish and Brad Speidel sitting back here, 6th and 7th. Jeff Yenish in the 89, Spital in at 5. Where did Jeff start? I think he started pretty close to the front here tonight, right? Yeah, he started 10th. What about Spital?
16.
Spital. Wow. Spital usually does pretty good.
Yeah, Brad just has a lot of bad luck. It'll just be something stupid that he gets collected in, or just a tiny mistake that costs him a race. He's a hell of an oval driver. If he gets, when he has a run, he ends up where he's at right now, or gets higher than that.
Yeah, we've seen him a lot of times get up to the front and then, like you say, get caught up in something. Look at this, man. We're coming to lap 69 already, man. These guys are really putting the laps down. Oh, who is that? Looked like Schultz was starting to get a little bit sideways. That's going to let Steve Yenish get right there to the back door. Yenish going to take a look down low. He's got a great run in on Schultz. See if he can slide it up and take it. Yeah, that's going to put Yenish now to second, Schultz back to third. Good pass, too, on the inside, man. He was able to get it done pretty quick, so not really going to damage those tires too much.
Seth's also smart. Seth knew he was maybe a little bit faster than him and just said, you know what? A lot of racing left. Go on by me. I'll get you a little bit later. Yeah,
I try to do that. It's hard, though, sometimes because, you know, it's so competitive out there.
Oh, looks like the 24 Josue Tellez has had a problem.
Yeah, let's go back while we're green. Let me see if we can find out what happened. Wow. Oh, he came off a 4 through the grass. Yeah, he came off a 4, slid through the grass, and I was just trying to get the car back turned around again. That's going to put him all the way back at 18. And here goes Spital now to the inside of Jeff Yenish. Spital going to take the 6th place spot. See if he's able to put some distance on him. Yenish with a pretty good run right here. Yeah, so Spital will take it and hold on to that spot. So Spital going to move up to 6th. Let's go back up to Mark Jenkins here and Seth Schultz. Got a little bit of a separation now by Robert Barris, almost about 9/10. Look through the field and see if we got anything going on. A couple guys running by themselves. We got Farrell, Todd Cray, Caleb Thompson.
Oh, we got the one off track.
Oh, no caution. Let's go back and see what happened with him. Oh, look at that. The back end just slipped out on him. We've seen that a couple of times now. Does he make contact? Oh, he is so lucky, man. He stopped before he hit that inside wall. No damages.
That's another horrible feeling when you're sliding and you see that wall and you're just praying that the car just stops before you hit it.
Yeah. He got lucky on that one. The only thing that really hurt on him was probably his pride right now. But that'll put him in 17th. He's going to be the first car a lap down. So if a caution comes out, he's in a good spot. Let's go back here to Schultz and Jenkins, man, because these guys are flirting with it right here. let's jump in with Jenkins. We'll take a lap with him. And you've seen him right there. He gets right underneath Seth, but just doesn't have the room to slide up in front, and Seth comes back out in front. Oh, you see a little bit of a slide. You can hear it in the car too. He's got, you can see he's dealing with a little bit of a slide there. He's lost a little bit of pace to Schultz, but he had him pretty good. He was down on the inside, just wasn't any room for him to slide up. Yellow is out. And it looks like, ooh, Caleb Thompson. I'll go back and take a look. Keep an eye on the number 4 here, Caleb Thompson. I think same thing like Holyfield. The back end might have, yeah, it looked like the back end. Oh! Oh, and who made contact with him?
That's the 25 of Rusty Farrell. Bad luck for him again.
Oh, man, I'm telling you. We got to drive with Farrell. Let's jump inside with Farrell. See the 4 right there on the right side. The back end goes to slide, and he went to correct it, and Farrell nowhere to go, man. Major front damage. Yeah, nowhere to go. That's going to cost him.
You know Rusty's in his car right now going, what did I do to anyone? Why is this happening to me in this race?
Oh, man. That's a bottomless feeling, man. Let's take a look at the pit stop timer here. Yeah, it's going to cost him a little bit. He's got to get some of that damage fixed. That could be pretty bad. That's right up in the front, too. Pretty good race off. Looked like for third. Adam Lewis stayed out. Let's go see how they scored. So right now, Adam Lewis stays out. He's technically not scored for leading the lap just yet. He's going to have to stay out one more lap. So that's a problem. A lot of guys stay out to lead a lap, and they don't stay out long enough. They go into the pits, and then they don't actually get to lead that lap.
Yeah, the way that works is you have to do a drive-through down pit road, and then you can stay out and pit with 1 to go, which obviously puts you in the back of the field, but that's the way you can for sure get your lap led.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to come in, so it's going to be given up back to Robert Barris. And, you know, like in your relative, you see yourself as the leader because it's giving you a live scoring, but you're actually not getting scored as the leader, you know. I try to tell guys that because they want to know, you know, I thought I led a lap, but then when they go back and watch the replay, they see you needed to stay out one more lap so it can officially score you, then come in for your pit stop. So it looks like, who's that, Kamara? Going to take a wave around. Let me find Kamara here. So he's only 1 lap down, so that should put him back on the lead lap, tail end. So that'll help him out a little bit. You got Robert Barris, Seth Schultz, Steve Yenish. Throw up the top 10 here real quick. Look at Art Peck. Am I right? Is he back up to 9th? Wow. He was actually, I believe he was actually a lap down at one point. You'll see him back up in 9th. Somebody's smiling at him.
It's not the same person that's smiling at Rusty, that's for sure.
No. All right, so let's take a look. So now the temperature went down to 107, so it's slowly coming down. So it's going to give these cars a little bit more grip, I think.
That's a huge change. 11 degrees on the track is a lot.
Yeah. That's like turning the flame off, you know? And so Camara's going to take his wave around. Looks like Barris is going to take the inside, Schultz on the outside. This should be pretty interesting with these two up in the front because we saw Seth challenging him earlier.
I want to see what the 27 of Steve Yenish does because before that caution came out, he took off 4/10 off of Robert's lead and he was closing it lap after lap.
Yeah, he's pretty quick. I think he's going to get a better run in than Schultz, but with him and Schultz side by side, if they stay side by side, that's gonna hurt him just a little bit. He's got to power it down and just go.
It might not because he's going to be on Robert's bumper and Robert controls that restart, so he's going to have a little bit better view than what Seth's going to have, and I have a feeling coming out of 2, Steve's going to be right on Robert's bumper and pushing him.
Yeah, we'll see if anybody has anything for Robert here tonight. Robert, 79 laps led, man. All right, pace car turns in. Barris has control, and there he goes. And Steve not with the best of starts. Schultz able to get down in front of him.
Yeah, I think Steve was sleeping there.
He's going to have to really fight hard now if he wants to. He's going to have to get by Schultz and try to close up on Barris at the same time. Who do you got? 33, Mark Jenkins down there. Finish to the outside.
I think Steve may have hit the apron there.
That was really weird because almost like he stopped for a second. Look at Jenkins now. Mark Jenkins in the 33, up by the leader, is going to take a shot at him.
Not sure what's going on, but Seth is dropping way back.
Yeah, I was just looking for him in the score. I know yellow is out.
42 car.
Yeah, Adam Lewis and Robert Barris was still scored your leader at the time, although looked like Jenkins got past him, but not enough. Go back and see what happened with the 42 here. Oh, they were 3 wide. Oh, he made contact with the 10 and up into the wall. Let me slow this down a little bit. Yeah, just a little slight contact with the 10. I don't know if the 10 came up or he went down. I'm going to try to change the camera angle here.
It looked like from my view the 42 came down the 10 a little bit, but that's one of those things where your spotter's saying 3 wide or car low, car high, and you think you're clear to come down, and then all of a sudden there's someone that filled that gap that you left.
Yeah, he might not even have known that he was there because it was so fast. Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Mark Jenkins, when the caution came out, he did get in front of Barris, but he wasn't scored the leader, so Barris gets that back. But I think Robert Barris has to be aware now that Jenkins is there and he's pretty fast. Don't forget you're watching Clocks by Christopher, DieHard Racing League's A-Series here at Chicagoland for 199.5 miles, 133 laps. Take a quick look at the weather, down to 105, so we dropped 2 more degrees. We've had 84 laps complete. We still got 49 left. We've only had technically 2 lead changes, and I believe those are just under caution. We're under caution number 3. Robert Barris been out front from the start of the race. 83 laps, coming to 84 laps led, so he's definitely got this place tuned in. Had a couple guys challenging him for the lead. Just not able to take it from him under green. So we'll see now if that's going to change, because Mark Jenkins now is going to start on the outside probably. If Barris takes the inside, we'll see if he's got anything for him. He definitely was showing some real good speed there before that caution came out. Looks
You
like
know, I think Seth took 2 tires that last stop, and that's what dropped him to the back.
was it?
I would assume so, because there's no way he was that far off pace, and he came down under this caution and took tires. So maybe he tried the 2-tire strategy to get ahead of Robert, and it failed miserably, but it hurt him real bad.
Yeah, because he's back. Where's he at now? He's back in 11. Let's take a quick look at our top 10. You got Robert Barris up in the lead, Mark Jenkins in second, Josh Stewart sitting in third, Steve Yenish in fourth, Jeff Yenish in fifth, Todd Cray in sixth, seventh is Brad Speidel, eighth is Art Peck, ninth is Patrick Desaulnier, and Ron Hollyfield with a good recovery up to 10th. We saw Ron playing John Deere a little bit earlier through the grass, so that's a pretty good recovery to get back up to 10th.
Yeah, Jose Tellez is back up on the lead lap after his spin, too.
He's sitting in 16th right now. It looks like he's got a pretty good car. Let's see, who was that? That was Farrell, right? Yeah, Farrell that was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Looks like they did some repairs on the front of that car, so hopefully he's got a pretty decent car. It doesn't look bad, so hopefully it's not going to hurt him too much here. All right, so Barris does opt to take the inside. You got Mark Jenkins on the outside, followed by Stewart, Yenish, and then Jeff Yenish and Todd Cray, Speidel and Peck, Desaulnier and Hollyfield rounding out the top 10. Everybody's lining up. Lights are still on the pace car. We'll end up doing one more lap around. I'm just curious to see if Jenkins can do anything with Barris here on this start when they get going.
He might be able to. These front four and then Seth, they've been pretty even most of the race. I mean, Robert obviously checked out early on, but I think these guys figured it out, or maybe they're just catching up to Robert's pace. But I think you're going to see possibly a new leader pretty quick if everything sorts out how it's been.
All right, lights do go out, so we're going to go back green this time by. I was going to say something and I forgot just that quick. That's pretty bad.
It sucks getting older, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. CRS, man. Can't remember squat. I'm a big victim of it. I try my best, though. That's all that counts, I guess.
Exactly.
I got a wicked headache too, man. I hate having headaches.
So yeah, but you're powering through it. Where's Wingnut at? He's chasing our mouse around.
Yeah, he was up all night. I don't know if you read his post, but he said he took his whole dresser apart and everything, and the mouse popped up on the other side of the room, so he wasted all that time for nothing. I told him just leave some food out for it.
He does know they make traps, right?
He's in Australia. I don't know. I know he's got a big spider that lives in his house. Maybe the spider will get the mouse for him. All right, pace car's in. Barris is in control, and there he goes. But let's see now if Mark Jenkins, who's side by side with Stewart, can do anything. I'm telling you, the second, third, and fourth, Josh Stewart, Steve Yenish, and Mark Jenkins, man, those three are pretty fast. It could be any one of those up there. So far, Stewart with a really good run, sticking right to the back of Barris. 27 of Steve Yenish on the outside. Leading that outside line. I don't know if Barris slid up a little bit or went up there to try to get that second line. He was up pretty high. We got some traffic here. And look at 21, Todd Craig coming into this picture now, too. Yeah, it looks like Josh Stewart's finding a little something here. Side by side, you got Steve Yenich and Todd Craig. Oh, 33 gets a little loose there. They're 3 wide. That was a great save.
Yeah, 27 pegged the wall pretty hard there.
Oh, and that's not looking good. Let me see what happened
That
there.
was a save.
Let me back up real quick while we're green and see what happened with them here. Oh, Spidle hit the wall. 21 made a little bit of contact, but then Spidle ended up hitting the wall. Look at Todd Cray now. He's going to fight the 33 for fourth. Cray was pretty quiet through most of the race. We didn't really see a whole lot of him.
He's been really quiet. I don't think you've mentioned his name once this whole race, and here he is battling for fourth.
He's almost got the spot from Jenkins. Jenkins fighting back, though. You see him try to do a little bit of side draft in there. And they are still side by side. We're even side by side a few rows back.
Oh, 93 in the wall.
Yeah, you see he kind of got stuck there, slowed down quite a bit. You got Robert Barish, Josh Stewart, Steve Yenich, and then the 33 of Mark Jenkins. You got those four kind of close together. Then it separates a little bit back to Todd Cray and Jeff Yenich. See what else we got going on here. We got something going on back here. Who's that? Jonathan Alardo and James Brown. Who's the third? Oh, Jason Mullis. He's laps down, but he's in that battle with these guys. Wow, look at from Robert Barish back to like Cray. That's pretty close.
You know Robert's looking in his mirror going, remember that time I had that 5.5 second lead on you guys? What happened?
That was called a caution, dude. Bad luck. He's still doing a pretty good job though, man. I mean, he's out here, what, looks like 86 laps led this time by, right? Yeah, 86 laps led this time by, so he's got this if he can keep it together. But they're definitely not making it easy for him now, this part of the race.
You just drive a lot easier when you know, hey, I got 5-second lead. If I make a little mistake, I'm fine. When you have a 2/10-second lead and you make a little mistake, it means you're getting passed.
Yeah, you're getting swallowed up. There's no hope. You go back to Schultz for a second. He did get up to 7th. So he kind of drifted back a little bit. He's coming back up to 7th. We got Spidle and, no, that's 35 of Mullis, not for a position. Then you go back to Hollyfield, still holding on to 10th, but he does have Jonathan Alaro, James Brown, and Tellez. And who's that back there with him? Oh, that's Camara. Camara back a lap down. I thought he took a wave around back there. Maybe didn't do him as good as he wanted it to. We got 33 laps of racing left. We just completed lap 100. Not too bad. Only 3 cautions here tonight so far. Only a couple lead changes too. I'm just looking at the 27 of Steve Yenish, the 33 of Mark Jenkins, and the 21 of Todd Cray. I mean, those guys can't get any closer, can they?
No, this is amazing racing. The front 5 guys this whole race have been, nose to tail for obviously with Robert checking out, but it's amazing to watch this.
Take a quick look here. We're down to 104 degrees. That's got to be feeling a little bit better inside the car. Let me go back here a second to James Brown and Ron Holyfield. You got Speidel in 9th, Alardo in 10th, Holyfield in 11th, James Brown in 12th. These guys are pretty close together. Even Josue Tellez, man, right there with these guys too, trying to sort out. You know it's good racing when you're racing hard, even for 10th place, man.
Yeah, that's what's nice though about this league is there's a variety of skill levels, and there's always someone you can find to race with here.
Look at the 21 of Todd Craig, man. He's right there to the back of Mark Jenkins. See if he's going to get a nose. Not going to be able to get the nose underneath. Ferris got to be feeling a lot better right now. He's almost got a 1-second lead over everybody. So, Stewart again sliding that car. He's got to be pushing that thing hard.
You know, we've seen Josh run this car at other tracks, and he does the same thing. When it's loose, he seems to be his fastest.
Just look at Robert Barris, man. He is like, he's really got this down right here. 103 laps led, man. That's incredible. I'd be happy with leading 1 lap as long as it's the checkered flag lap. That'd be enough for me.
I don't know. You're talking about me happy just leading 1 lap.
33 of Jenkins hits the wall pretty hard. He's going to lose a couple of spots there. Pretty good hit. Not a whole lot of damage, luckily for him, but he did lose a couple of spots. We go back here to Yenic and Schultz, because Schultz just got by for 6th. Schultz is on the move forward. Still got enough time. It's 28 laps to go. But he still has time to catch some of these guys up here in the front. Meanwhile, Robert Barris is starting to really put a little bit of distance in between him and Josh Stewart.
I think Robert's trying to get that 5 seconds back.
Yeah, he wants that safety cushion for real. Let's see. Art Peck, Ron Holyfield, Jonathan Alardo, Brad Speidel. Speidel up to 8th, Alardo in 9th, Art Peck in 10th, Holyfield into 11th. And then you have Tellez back here just a little bit in 12th. But even these guys are fighting really hard for position. It looks like first car lap down is going to be Camara. We'll see where he is in relationship to the leader. Still got a little bit of time to him. But I saw somebody, just passed it. It's like Alardo, Jonathan Alardo, and maybe Art Peck starting to get a little bit racy together.
Yeah, Seth just got ahead of Mark Jenkins too.
Yeah, that hitting the wall, I think hurt him. That was a pretty good hit by Jenkins into the wall. Not enough to wreck him or kill the car, but definitely slow him down a bit. You could even see it in the time, because the last time by he ran a 32, Schultz ran a 31. So Jenkins probably trying to hold on for everything, probably hoping for a caution to get in there and get some of that fixed. And I think we have an attempt at a green-white checker if need be. I'm not 100% sure. I forgot to ask Seth.
I'm pretty sure there is green-white checkers.
Go back to Brad Spiegel, Jonathan Alardo, Ron Hollyfield. The Art Pack dropped back to 13th. He was up in 10th. Not sure what happened to him. Might have started to lose the car a little bit. He's sitting there in that number 36. So Hollyfield moves back into 10th. He'll gain 1 spot. Jonathan Alardo on that number 23. Where did he start? Oh, am I doing the wrong thing? Sorry. He started 13th. He's sitting in 9th, so he's definitely moved in the right position. What about Spiegel? 18th, and he's sitting up in 8th. Gotta fix my headset, man. It's starting to cut in. Looks like we're kind of spread out a little bit. I think looks like the closest thing in the score right now is Todd Cray and Steve Yenish and Josh Stewart. And look at Barris, 2.4 seconds ahead. He's counting these laps down. You know he's going in his head. 20 laps to go. Come on, come on, come on. No yellows, no yellows.
These guys should be pretty tight on fuel, too. The cautions helped them, but I wonder with the colder track, usually use a little bit more fuel.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I wonder if that's going to be an issue here or not, how many guys are going to make it. We see a lot of guys here that can save fuel, though. We've seen some real good strategies with the fuel. There was many times me and Wingnut weren't sure, like, there's no way they can make it, and they do.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that second caution was what gave them enough fuel.
We're still watching this run right here with Josh Stewart, Steve Yenish, and Todd Cray, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. They're still pretty close to each other. You can see there's times where Todd Cray will get to the back of Yenish. There's times where Yenish will get to the back of Stewart. Then they kind of split up a little bit, and then they kind of group back together. Schultz is slowly, I don't know if you see it, but he's slowly closing into that picture. There's going to be a 4-car race going on here in a little bit. But Schultz is putting down some pretty good laps here. He was the fastest one of the bunch there that lap with a 32.038.
Oh, Steve's challenging Josh right now for second.
Looks like he's gonna take it. Yeah, he had the right timing for that because he was able to use all the track and get right back up there. So Steve Yenish will go to 2nd, Josh Stewart to 3rd, Todd Cray in 4th, and Seth Schultz slowly moving in. Go take a ride up here with our leader real quick. Take a look at him. Started first. Ben up here in the front. Started on the pole. I believe that's what, 116 laps led. You got Steve. Oh, we lost him for a second. There we go. You got Steve Yenish started 5th. He's currently sitting 2nd. And we have Josh Stewart, who started 7th, and he is currently running 3rd. And you got Todd Cray, who started 4th. He's sitting in 4th. You got Schultz, who started 2nd, and he is currently running 5th. Mark Jenkins, who started 3rd, he's back to 6th. Hitting the wall slowed him down a little bit. Then we go back to Jeff Yenish, who started 10th. He's sitting in 7th. Brad Speidel started 18th. He's up in 8th. Jonathan Alardo started 13th. He's in 9th. And then you got Ron Hollyfield, who started 15th. He's sitting 10th, but he's got some company coming. You got Tellez not too far off. He's closing in on Hollyfield, trying to look for a way to get by. And they're both closing in right now on the 23 Alardo. They might go 3 wide here. Nope, they're going to stay 2. I like Alardo's paint job. It's pretty cool looking. Pretty nice color combination.
Clemson Tiger paint job.
That's a nice color combination. It looks pretty good on the track, especially when the sun's hitting it like that. Look at all the rubber on the side of Hollyfield's car. You can really see it because of the color of the car. And there's a lot of rubber stuck to the side of that car.
Yeah, his nose is coated as well.
That's what's cool about this. Let me see what his windshield looks like. That's a good question. Yeah, he's got some pretty good coverage on the windshield too.
Yeah, I was looking at Brad Speidel's car, and his is white, and it is horrible looking.
Let me see where he is. Oh yeah. Yeah, there's a bunch of skins that are going to need to be replaced. But meanwhile, look at Steve Yenish. He was able to put a pretty good gap over Josh Stewart. Josh Stewart right now sitting in 3rd. Todd Cray sitting there in 4th, trying to get by him. We're at 10 laps to go. Meanwhile, Brad Speidel's back to about 3.5 second leads. So, I'm confused. Barris. And he's got a good comfort zone right now, so he doesn't really have to stress out all that much.
I can tell you what, we were just talking about rubber on cars. You look at his is nice and clean. His crew will have a nice, easy night.
Yeah. He's got that nice, shiny car. He's been out in the front. There ain't a whole lot to attach to it. So we're winding it down here. 9 laps to go, man. These guys are doing a really good job. We've been out 46 laps on this fuel run.
Oh, wow. Josh just hung it way out there.
And look, Cray's going to go to the inside. Cray now is going to move up to 3rd.
Look at who's creeping right behind Josh, though.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's coming into this picture, man. Look at Stewart, though. Stewart's fighting back. And they have some traffic in front of them, too, so can always be a decider here. Who is that? That's the 42 of Adam Lewis. He's going to keep it up way high out of these guys' way. Look at Schultz close in now. Like a shark, like Jaws. Here he comes. 3 wide. Really close with Josh Stewart there. Yeah, Steve Yenish sitting in a pretty good spot right now. Doesn't really have too much pressure. I know you can see Todd Cray back there, but he's not close enough. And the laps are starting to get a little bit scarce here. Be 5 to go this time by. There'll be 50 laps on this fuel run, so be right within. What'd you say? About 51 laps on the fuel?
Yeah, 51's the magic number.
Wow. So we're gonna be going to what, 56? That's gonna be close here.
They did have a caution in between that, so that should give them enough. I mean, I don't know how much they're gonna have left in the tank, but that should be pretty close.
The one person that I know can probably make it because he's got a 4.1 second lead is Robert Barris, so he can probably ease up off the throttle, let off a little bit sooner, you know, kind of coast it through because he's got a big cushion. Steve Yenish also in seconds, got a pretty decent run on Cray. Cray's got Stewart in his mirror, and Stewart has Schultz in his mirror, so those guys got to, you know, keep the pedal moving just a little bit. You look at Holyfield and Tellez. Looks like Tellez is going to get by Holyfield. He's going to take 10th. Holyfield's going to try again on the outside. Coming down to the end here, every position counts for points. These guys are fighting side by side for 10th place, man. That's a good race. That'll put Holyfield back in 10th, but Tellez not done yet. We're at 3 to go. And then next week's Pocono, man. Pocono's, I like the new configuration at Pocono. It should be a pretty good race too.
I'll keep my mouth shut on Pocono because it's my least favorite track.
Yeah, I'm not a great big fan of it, but I like the changes they did to it. It helps anyway, at least for me. Tellez and Holyfield going back and forth, but we're going to go back up to the front here. Let's see, Todd Cray, Josh Stewart, then Schultz. They're still in the same position. White flag is out. So all Robert Barris has to do is bring it back around one more time. We go back to Holyfield and Tellez. Looks like Holyfield will take 10th. Tellez back to 11. Holyfield may try to get one more spot. We're going to go up here with Barris as he crosses the line. But Robert Barris is going to be your winner here tonight with 132 laps led. Steve Yenish will take second and Todd Cray third, man. That's crazy. 132 laps led. Seth Schultz with a pretty good finish here. He got himself back up to, they're scoring him 5th. Let's go to our winner. Look at that, man. That's a pretty clean car right there. There's hardly any rubber on that thing. Give him a minute to chill out, let him do, hopefully do a burnout here. Hopefully he's got enough fuel to do a burnout. Oh yeah. That was a really good race, man, considering I thought it was going to be a little bit worse with the cars being loose off like that. Robert Barris, man, 132 laps left. That's just crazy. That's just insane. I need to sit down with him and take some driving lessons or something, because I gotta step my game up here.
I'm right there with you. That's unbelievable. That's just pure domination, that whole race.
Yeah, that was insane. I'll give him a minute to calm down. You know what I'll do? Let me throw up the sponsor commercial real quick, and then we'll get a word in with our leader, and we'll work our way backwards. We'll be right there.
Clocks by Christopher, a proud sponsor of DieHard Racing League, located at 222 Turnpike Street, Southeaston, Massachusetts, 02375. Restoration and repair of all clocks, buying and selling antique and modern clocks. Authorized Howard Miller Clock Dealer. Howard Miller, Ridgeway, and Ethan Allen Authorized Service Center. We ship all over the country. As for shipping quotes, low overhead means low prices. We give the personal service the big stores can't. Sales 508-944-9645. Service 508-944-9273. Call now. Clocks by Christopher.com.
All right, we're going to get a word in with our winner here. Let's see if we can get in hold of Robert Barris. Robert Barris, that's our booth. You got a copy.
I got you.
Hey, dude, what a run, man. 132 laps led from the pole to the checkers. You got the cleanest car out there. We were looking at all the cars out there with all the rubber on there. You were in your own zip code, man. There was no way to put rubber on that thing. That was a great race, man. Talk to us, brother.
Yeah, I like Chicagoland for whatever reason. This place, and I ran Atlanta Monday night someplace else, and these two tracks, just for whatever reason, I've really taken a good hold of them. I think I was probably not quite the best in 1 and 2. I could probably hold even with really fast guys, but I think I was getting I had the field covered 3 and 4, and that's a big deal because of the exit to 4. You carry all that speed down the straightaway, and that helps the lap times and helps gap the field. So that first run was nice. I think we had about 50 laps, and after about 10 to 15 laps, you started to see the handling come into play, which is kind of common with this package. And the middle run, I had to work a little bit harder. I had more lanes to cover, and I think I hurt the tires a little bit. And that last time, I think kind of people were keeping an eye on fuel because we were pretty close. That caution right after we went back to green definitely helped. But I think everybody was kind of taking it a little bit easier to make sure they could make enough fuel, and that helped me kind of get the gap and then just settle into my pace.
I got to ask you this. Before that caution came out earlier, you were about 5.4 seconds in the lead, and we were talking about you doing a green flag stop, how that would help you, and then the caution came out. Was that in your thoughts at the same time as us, or did you not really think about it?
I think pretty much the whole field was going to have to be pitting within 3 to 5 laps. So it happened right before I think the green flag stops were gonna to happen, and I had enough of a lead that I could just react off everybody else. So I didn't have to kind of lead the train into the pits, because that's it's nice in that you get on and off and you get the benefit of the tires and make up some track position before the tires equalize out and you get stuck in traffic. But the con to that is that if you do that, you're a lap or two down if the caution comes out, and then you've lost all your track position.
Yeah.
And then it's hard to pass once you get into a run. So I was fortunately with that big of a lead. I could just play off everybody, and I think probably 3 to 5 laps would have covered the whole pit window. And I was doing really good on fuel, even with the pace. So, and the car just blew up from overheating. And it's out of gas, by the way. Ran out of gas, burning it down.
Yeah, we weren't sure if you were going to burn out or not.
Yeah, so we never really got to try out the green flag pit stops. But I think I don't know that it really would have. It definitely would have helped me just because I had such a big lead up front that I could just play off of everybody else's strategy.
Now, there was a couple of times there where in the beginning where Seth Schultz was trying to pass you. You guys were side by side for a bunch of laps. And then a little bit later on, I believe, what was it, Josh Stewart, and then I think even Mark Jenkins were trying to give you a little bit of pressure there for the lead. Any worries?
A little bit. Just like I said, clean air was king. If you could keep clean air on the car, after 10 or 15 laps, I felt like the handling started to come into play. The benefits of that clean air probably helped. I never was in traffic, so I don't know if that would have hurt me like it seemed to hurt them. It seemed like all three long runs after 10 or 15 laps, that second place car just started to fall off. and it seemed like, at least from my mirror, that third place kind of had a hard time getting around them. So, and it kind of makes sense because that second car is still, even a second back, is getting a little bit of help from draft from me, the car in front of them. I don't think they really got really racy until I got far enough out that the draft kind of wasn't really helping them, and at that point they're just dragging each other back,
Yeah.
and just, it's hurting them even more.
Well, listen, next week is Pocono. How you feeling about racing at Pocono? I know a lot of people like myself. It's one of those kind of tracks. I like it, but I don't really like it. What's your take?
I like Pocono. It kind of drives like a road course because of the turns. I haven't been on it in this package, so I'm not sure how it drives yet. I haven't done any official sessions this week. They have a tendency to have a lot of cautions and kind of just be luck of the draw, just because of the way the banking is, and the front stretch it's just tends to be a mess. So other than that, I'm kind of looking forward to it. Hopefully it still has some of that characteristics where you kind of got to drive, especially that tunnel turn. That tunnel turn's the trickiest one to get right. So you can make up a bunch of speed if you can get that thing figured out. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome. All right, dude. Well, listen, congratulations, man, from the pole to the checkers with 132 laps led. You got the cleanest car out there, man. There's hardly any rubber on that thing compared to some of the other ones that we saw, man. That was a great run. And before we let you go, anybody you want to thank? Anybody want to shout out?
Oh, I got to apologize to the guy who does my tear offs. I didn't take a single tear off the entire race. The windshield's a little covered, but we made it work. Apex button boxes, clocked by Christopher, you guys at SR Broadcasting, all the drivers that came out and ran. I think overall the race was pretty good. We were getting a little concerned at the end of practice. We were trying to do some practice things, and so we started getting a little bit concerned. But I think overall the race went pretty well. I think we only had a couple of cautions. So all in all, thanks to everybody who came out and raced, and everybody who tuned in to watch.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot better than practice. We were watching some of the starts on practice, and I was kind of like, ooh, I hope that's not the way the race is going to be. But, man, you guys did 133 laps with only 3 cautions, man, and there was a lot of racing going on. So, great job, man. And, again, congratulations on the win, brother.
I appreciate it. I call these things in practice full-bodied Indy cars. That's kind of what they drive like in traffic with the air dependency. But it was fun. So hopefully everybody will tune in for Pocono next week.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you at Pocono, man. Go celebrate, dude.
Appreciate it. Thank you. I'm going to need to push back the garage area. I'm out of gas.
All right. All right. That was your winner, Robert Barris. We're going to go to second place here in a second, as soon as I can get to him. Steve Yanish. Where's he at? All right. All right, Steve Yanish, SR booth, you got a copy.
Yeah, you got me?
Yes, sir. Hey, good run, man. Not a bad run for you at all. You started 5th, and you come home 2nd, man. Not bad at all. Looked like you were pretty quick out there. TampaSUVRentals.com. Camry looked like it was pretty good. What's your take on tonight?
Yeah, it was a pretty solid night, kind of uneventful, I guess you could call it. Just having problems in the pits, and I think I had maybe one bad restart there, but it just felt like it was. I think I was second. I mean, finished second, but I felt like I was the second best car the whole race. But every pit stop, I seemed like I lost 2-3 spots, and then I think I had one restart where I lost 2-3 spots. So every run was just catching up from 5th or 6th back up to 2nd. By the time that was done, Robert was off in the sunset. So props to him, because he controlled the entire race, and that was a heck of a run by him. There wasn't anybody who was going to touch him tonight. But yeah, it was still a great solid run for us, and good to get a top 2 finish after winning last week. So hopefully it's start of a good streak here.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, man. The car looks really clean. It was definitely a good race for you tonight, man. You showed a lot of speed there. It was a lot of battling going on between you, I think it was Todd Cray, Josh Stewart, Mark Jenkins, man, back and forth for quite a while, man. But you guys did a really good job on it. You kept the car clean. and take home second, man. Next week we got Pocono. What's your thoughts on hitting Pocono?
If you asked me this a week ago, I probably wouldn't be too excited about it. But spent some time doing it this week, so kind of got a little more comfortable there. So I think it's gonna be good. I think it's a great shot of having another really clean race like we had here tonight. It's always interesting going down those long straightaways. It could really fan out to 2-3 wide, or 4 or 5 wide even.
Yeah.
Pretty easily.
Oh, that's good, man. Well, listen, buddy, that was a good run for you. You got a 5th place start. You end up in 2nd. Man, a lot of battling going on out there. High temperatures in the beginning of the race, and then kind of cooled down towards the end. Could you really feel any difference in there? Did you notice any more grip in the car?
Oh yeah, definitely. I was shocked. It was a huge difference. I'm still relatively new to doing these longer league races, and I'm used to doing kind of the regular fixed series, A series, B series that iRacing puts on, where you're maybe on the track for 30 minutes or so, and it doesn't really change a whole lot. But when we started off, you were on ice that first run, and when we put new tires on it, it took me 10-15 laps, and you felt invincible. And I wasn't sure, is this just the tires, or did the track change, or what's going on here? But then as the second run went on, and it just the rear tires just stayed under it so much better. It was it was really clear. And then at the end, it was night and day compared to the beginning. We were real loose at the beginning. At the end, it was actually much more the tight side, with a kind of tendency to start sliding, exiting. So I mean, it was still. You had to stay up on the wheel at the end there, but it wasn't quite like it was at the beginning.
Yeah, I think it started from, it was up there 107 degrees or so, and dropped down to about like 102 somewhere towards the end. So it definitely cooled off. And I know, like you said, with the rubber going down on the track and then with the temperature changes, you can really feel that in the car now, which is really cool to experiment with, because you have to search, you have to find grip, you have to control your car, and not bad, brother. 2nd place. And before we let you get out of here, anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, definitely Tampa SUV Rentals. Good to get another good finish for them, and all of our regular sponsors here, Clocks by Christopher, Apex Button Box, and everybody who makes this possible. I appreciate everybody's time and hard work.
Awesome, brother. All right, go celebrate, man, and we'll catch up with you at Pocono.
All right, sounds good. Looking forward to it.
All righty. All right, that was 2nd place, Steve Yenish. Do you want to do an interview, or do you want me to keep going? Mike? I think I lost him.
Oh, sorry, I'm here. Yeah, no,
that's right.
You better go. I'm like awful at any kind of interviewing skills. I don't got the skills you have.
I just figured I'd give you the option. All right, let me get Todd Cray in here. Todd Cray, SR Booth, you got a copy?
Yes, sir. Got you loud and clear.
All right, dude. Not bad. You started 4th. You finished 3rd. You were pretty quiet through the race. I think we only mentioned you a couple times. It seemed like you were really quiet. Was that just you trying to keep the car together to the end and make your move?
Nah, not really, fellas. Tonight, I just couldn't really figure it out too much. Just trying to stay clean. Just race hard. Had to really get up on the wheel early. Lost a lot of positions early, actually. Just had to keep fighting back. And I'll tell you, coming from out of practice where we were to the race, I was really surprised we didn't get some more cautions that I probably could have used there, because it was getting a little bit better as we went on. But just a tough night. We'll take 3rd tonight. Just not one of my good tracks. And to come out, 3rd is not too bad for us tonight.
Yeah, like we were watching you in the beginning there, and like you said, we saw you drop back a little bit. You were pretty quiet, and I thought, from racing, well, he might just be laying back to, in case, because we did see under practice some of the wrecks that happened. So I figured maybe you were just trying to, be in a safe zone for a little bit. But man, towards the end of the race there, dude, you came alive, dude. You guys were fighting pretty hard, man, between a bunch of you guys, Steve Yenich, Josh Stewart, Schultz, Jenkins. It was crazy, man. Looked like really good racing. Wasn't really bad too for 133 laps, only 3 cautions, man. But as you can see, got a lot of rubber on that car, man. So we know you were driving tonight.
Yeah. I tell you, the guys all ran really good tonight. They ran hard, but there was some give and take out there. Um, that makes it fun. And I think the whole problem was I didn't bring my binoculars. I was trying to zero in on Robert, just kind of try to see what he was doing up there, but that wasn't happening tonight. I just could never. If I had one more caution, and we weren't touching Robert tonight, I don't mean that by any way, but just to see his line going in and what he was actually doing up there to just run away with it tonight. So hats off to him.
Yeah, he was up in his own zip code, man. He just was gone. He really had this thing checked out. But I mean, there was some times where some drivers were giving him a little bit of pressure, and we were asking him about that if that was a concern of his, man. But good to see you get this thing together. Grab 3rd place and get on. Next week we're going to be at Pocono, man. Is that a track for you or no?
Well, it's hit and miss for me, honestly. Haven't been there in a while. I've done well there in the past. Get that tunnel turn right and come off of turn 3 good, and hopefully, like I said in the past, if I could keep talking to you guys here, we're doing all right. So we're gonna make that the goal for next week, and try to improve on it. But a lot of good guys here. Everybody's racing hard, and just makes it for fun racing. I always look forward to Sunday night. I always go back for the broadcast for SR Broadcasting and check it out, and the next day it's really cool. So it's just a lot of fun, and that's what it's all about. And getting on the podium here, I mean, that's awesome. But we're going to try to do a little better next week.
Were you ever worried about fuel, especially there towards the end? Because I think it was a 54 lap run on that fuel run there, and I think the pit window was somewhere around 51. Even with that caution, were you kind of close with fuel, or was that not even an issue?
I got to be honest, I wasn't even checking. I seen Seth come in, and I was Josh. Josh was running strong, but he was getting a little loose. And Seth was coming, and it was just, I don't know. I would have just played it out. And once they said 5 to go, then I think I did get the 5 to go. So it was getting close there, but I was just so focused on what was going on. I really wasn't even paying attention. So got to get better in that area as well.
It made a great race, man. Anyhow, before we let you go, anybody you want to give a shout out to, bud?
Just Clocks by Christopher, putting it on an Apex button box. Pets in Paradise, Infinite Hero, and like I said, SR Broadcasting, and all the guys that make this great league possible.
All right, man. Good run, brother. You started 4th, and you take home 3rd. Got a lot of rubber on that car, so we know you were definitely wheeling it, man. Congratulations, and we'll see you next week at Pocono.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
All right. Have a good night, man.
You too.
All right. That was 3rd place, Mr. Todd Cray. Like I said earlier, he was quiet during the race, and I thought, maybe it was just because he was, laying back, waiting to see what was going to happen. Because under practice, I mean, guys did a couple of restarts, and they didn't end well. So I figured maybe he was just kind of laying back, try to keep the car in one piece and make a move at the end. But, yeah, that's not what he said. But great run. Hey, Mike, I appreciate you coming down to the booth, man. You're welcome to come anytime you want and come in here, even if Wingnut's here. And hopefully, Wingy, if you're watching, dude, you feel better soon. And we'll hopefully see you next week at Pocono. But great race here tonight by these guys, for sure.
Yeah, that was from what we saw in practice early on and what I was in practice. We were up there in the admin channel. We're like, oh no, it's you never want to have a race that's got wrecks in it, and it's just someone spinning out, taking out 2 people, and then you get guys angry because hey, the track was this hot, but those guys drove so well for how loose, especially in the start of that race, how loose that car was at a 118-degree track, and to only have that few little minor cautions was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, that was definitely good. I was getting worried when I was watching practice because I was like, oh, man, I watched, I think, 2 or 3 restarts, and, like, one was across the line. Everybody was all balled up, and then the other one was coming out of 4, and I was like, oh, this is not going to end well. But much to my surprise, man, only 3 cautions. Let's run over the race summary here. We had 133 laps here. We've only had 2 lead changes, and those were only under caution, and there was only 3 cautions, so definitely hats off for that. Your winner here, look at him, man, 132 laps led. Next week will be Pocono. We'll be live here at 8:20. Be 70 laps, I believe, at Pocono for 175 miles. Should be pretty good. I heard a couple of guys, they haven't been there in a while, so I'm not really sure how it's going to be. I guess you'll have to tune in to find out. We do want to thank Clocks by Christopher at clocksbychristopher.com for sponsoring the race, Apex Button Box, Tampa SUV. And I appreciate you coming down and keep me company, man, and help me out with this. It's not always fun trying to do it alone because you try to stay up on top of everything, man, and it's just tough. So I definitely appreciate you taking the time out and coming down, man. And like I said, you're welcome anytime.
Yeah, I'm going to need a better chair. I don't like Wingnut's chair.
We'll get you your own, man. So this way, if you come down with Wingnut, we got the three of us in here, it'll be all right. We'll turn the AC on.
There's all types of like burger stains and just random. I think there's some mouse droppings underneath the seat.
Yeah, he's got to find that mouse. He's chasing a mouse around. I think he's too sick to be worried about that mouse right now. But Wingy, if you're out there, brother, hope you feel better. I'll get in touch with you during the week. And everybody, hope you enjoyed the race. This was Clocks by Christopher in the DieHard Racing Series, A Series here. Next week will be Pocono. Tune in, and we'll see you next week. That's all I got. Have a good night, everybody. Have a good night, Mike.
You too.